Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Send to ATV podcast. I am your host, Shane Eastman, and today we have, as you can see, a full house. This is going to be a lot of fun. This club is very involved, and they just wanted to work together on this, which is awesome. I love it. I love the energy, and so I'm so excited to introduce you the whole club, the Northridge Runners in Maine. We have the president, who is Michael Bourgoin, and then we have the secretary, who is Bobby, and then we have Robert, who is the vice president, and Kevin, who is the trail master for the club. So you get to be introduced to many layers within the club, not just one person's perspective, and just input from each individual. So this is going to be a very dynamic interview today, and hopefully you enjoy it. So without further ado, guys, welcome. Thank you so much for joining the podcast. I appreciate you agreeing to meet with me today, and let's have some fun.
Sounds good.
All right. So how long has the club been around?
The club's been around for about 25 years now. It was started by the older generation. They all retired and they started the club, and a lot of it are passed on now. But a younger group is in here now.
Great, that's fantastic. So a whole new generation. What is it like riding in the Allagash area? I mean, it's got to be incredibly beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of river scenery. There's brooks, there's lakes, there's all kinds of hills and mountains, and 55 miles of trail that we have. Part of it, the attraction is the Heritage Trail, but that really Fort Kent that takes care of that. Okay. But the hills and everything, the scenery that we have around here is really, really nice. And all of Aroostook County is real nice trails, most of it. And we got hundreds of miles of trails out here for everybody to enjoy.
That is great. That's great. What's one of the best features in your riding area, would you say?
Wide open spaces, plenty of woods roads, and they're quite long. And there's a lot of little lakes and stuff that you can go to, and river spots, and and the people are real friendly too. That's a good feature that we have around here. The human beings are nice on the trail, and if people get a little bit lost, there's always somebody to help you out.
Oh, okay.
Steer you in the right direction.
Awesome. Now, how many miles of trails would you say that your club maintains right now?
55 miles.
55 miles. Okay. That's a big chunk.
Oh yeah, it's a big chunk. Yeah.
So with that being said, how many members are in your club right now?
Bobby Lee, do you know?
So we've been working for the last couple of years to build our club. A couple of years back, the club members were looking to dissolve it. So we kind of took it over and we're building it back. I would say last year we had close to 50 members.
Okay.
And through the last couple of years, our members are joining and rejoining every year. So I'm looking to grow that.
Great. Yeah, let's get the word out, see what we can do to help you do that, get people involved, because 55 members, unless every 100% of them are involved with trail maintenance, that is a lot of work. So let's see what we can do to help you increase that. So for each one of you, I want you to kind of go around and take your turn. Go around and just tell us, like, when did you first get bit with the ATV, UTV bug? And, just a quick story real quick. I'm going to share with everybody.
Okay, well, I started downstate. I was living in Bangor at the time, around Bangor, and I bought a swamper. I think it was a Polaris Swamper. And really had a good time with it just around that area. But then I moved up here, and the trails are so much better. I mean, a lot of it is J.D. Irving roads that they're not using. They allow us to use part of their roads for nice wide open roads, and they even graded a good section of it last year. And we try to work with them as much as we can. Our biggest problem right now is people going on our trails with pickups when the soil is all saturated.
Oh, yeah.
And they rut it all up and kind of destroyed. We had a couple incidents, well, quite a few this spring, but we really can't stop them. We're in a unique situation where it's a public way, and pickups are allowed on those trails too. It's not just ATVs that can go on that trail. All kinds of machinery can go on that trail, you know. So it's kind of an issue, but J.D. Irving, to maintain a good standing with the public, they allow the pickups to go on, even though the soils are saturated, and we can't do anything. It's their call. They're the owners of the land. Yeah. We can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
So we're just going to live with it, and we got to repair these trails pretty much every year. You know, after they get all rutted up, you got to pass a grader or something through it.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
So it's kind of a big deal. We got to try for a big grant this year to help us out.
Okay. All right.
The trail system. Yeah.
Robert and Kevin, who wants to go first?
Oh, it's been a long time. We had 4-wheelers and dirt bikes when we were kids, so yeah, pretty much been riding for a while.
Yeah. Okay, so you basically grew up with it, you know, like I did myself. You know, I grew up in the Sebago Lake area, believe it or not. So
some nice trails out there, I bet.
Yeah, it was. Then it was. Now it's all like built up, and all the trails that I used to be able to get anywhere I wanted by trail in the woods, but now there's so many housing areas. It's been, you know, kind of blocked off from what I can tell when I've gone back to visit and stuff. But anyway, I'll have one of you figure out who has the best, like, and the funniest ATV story that you've ever witnessed or been a part of yourself. You get extra points if it was actually you.
Well, I remember getting my brand new ATV one day and went with a friend of mine to another friend's property. And we call it Tower Mountain. There's a big steep trail going up. And
Can't hear you.
started going up, and it was like going up in a rocket ship, going up that real steep trail. It was a skidder trail, actually. And went up there, started going up there, didn't think too much of it. But when I started going up, there was no way you could turn around. If you try to turn around sideways, you would probably roll over. But anyway, we kept going up, put it in low range, 4-wheel drive. It's pulling on all 4 wheels. And by the time I got up there, my knees were knocking together. I was pretty scared. Turned around next to the top, came back down, and coming down was even worse. I mean, it was bad. And the other guy was laughing at me. The guy that was with me. It's just I would never do that again. No. But I think of it now, and it was my first day. What a side by side. Never drove one until I bought one. You know, so. Kind of scary. Knee knocking stuff was not fun, but it's funny now, kind of.
Of course, sure. Yeah, not at the time. You know, most stories at the time it's not real funny, but you look back at it, you can't help but laugh.
Yeah. And some of these guys go up there like no problem. Doesn't spook them at all, but it spooked me. You know,
it's
this thing. The brakes aren't going to hold on this thing.
Yeah. Right. Comes down to
they held, and I'm still alive. Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's see. So, what events do you have coming up this season, or that you'd like to maybe possibly do?
Okay. Well, I think we're going to let Bobby Lee talk about that a little bit. So,
We'd like to do.
a poker run this summer. It's difficult to plan because there are so many clubs and it's such a rural area that we kind of find ourselves competing with other events that other clubs are doing. It makes it hard to raise money. But we do plan on doing a poker run and, you know, based on other events, you know, maybe something else very small, but the poker run would probably be the main event.
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. Maybe get everybody in on it and through that communication and leverage your club, and hopefully maybe even get some bleed over from other clubs to join memberships once they realize, hey, you know, this club is a lot of fun too. Let's pay the small membership and be a part of them as well. So
Absolutely.
I always try to encourage people to, you know, if you ride their trails, join their membership, at least be financially supportive, because that money can go a long ways. And I mean, for what we've spent on our machines, you know, what is it to spend an extra $25 to ride on the trails for even just a day? So yeah, it's awesome.
Absolutely.
Is there anything that you guys want to discuss or maybe talk about, like trail improvements that you want to do this year that you like to get people involved with? Or
well, we got about 9 miles of trail that we're going to try to fix up this year. We're getting bids for it right now. We realize that we got to have it in by May 31st. So we're going to be going out riding and checking the trail back out because there was a lot of damage from the heavy rains last year.
right.
And this spring, well, a lot of damage from people going up with pickups and all that. But this is the same trail we're going to have to work on again this year. And we got another stretch, which is about seven miles long, that we're going to be patching up. You know, it's a pretty big project, a real big project, a lot of ditching and graveling and also grading. We're going to have to grade the road too.
Right.
I mean, that's what the state of Maine wants us to do now. Brian Bronson is our big boss here, and he's our guy. And up here, we get James Cairns, that's a regional guy for us around here, retired state police, but good information, nice, calm guy. You know, he's good to work with, very reasonable.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Well, let's hopefully get the word out to, you know, as many people out there to help out. And I mean, people don't realize how much fun they think it's going to be a lot of work, but yeah, it is a lot of work. But if you get a bunch of people doing it and working together, it's a lot of fun. You know, you build that camaraderie and you maybe learn about people at a new level and develop those relationships even further, and just be able to.
But that's not reality. A lot of people up here, they don't want to get bothered with it. They really don't. And we're a handful of guys trying to do all the work, really. And we donate a lot of our time. Well, both of us, a couple of us are retired, you know, me and Kevin. And so we get time to work with the machinery and all that. We operate some of the machinery ourselves, you know, and use our own equipment and donate some of that equipment so we can make that 70-30 split, you know. And by doing that, well, we can meet what we need for the grants. That way. Yeah.
Well, let's see what we could do to create the culture to, you know, maybe change that, grow it, and get more people involved. Certainly.
Yeah.
May not be reality right now, but as the sport grows and more people start joining into it, you know, they might want to get involved. So let's see. Yeah.
Well, there's things that we want to do later on, like have a couple places where if you're way out in the woods, a lot of people need to use the bathroom. Well, we'd like to set up something so they had something out there, and maybe a picnic table here and there. You know, so people can have a little picnic or whatever, you know, at some of these spots, scenic views.
Yeah, that would be great. Great features to be at and so forth. And
well, I'm telling you, you got to come up here and try this out because there's hundreds and hundreds of miles of trails out here and a lot of scenic vistas up on top of mountaintops. And it's not just our club; all the clubs up here are doing pretty good. Yeah,
I'll definitely try to make it a point to do that this summer, and reach out to you for sure because I'm pretty much going to be riding every weekend all over the nation. So we'll see what.
There's all kinds of lodging up here too. I mean, it'd probably be a good idea if the club could have names of some of the people that have lodging up here. So when people come up, they'd have a place to go to and park their four-wheelers, and they'd be close to the trails to get on. You know,
that'd be great. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
we'll think about for sure. So, what's a good way for people to get in touch with you? What's you have a Facebook page, or you prefer another?
Well, Bobby Lee does.
So yes, we have Northern Ridge Runners has a Facebook page, and we try and keep it updated with events and meetings, and anything going on in the area. And then we have our personal emails. So if anybody would like to reach us, they can reach us by personal emails. Our minutes are posted usually on our Facebook page with our contacts. And if anybody is interested in memberships to our club, they can message us via Facebook, and we can get a mailing out to them.
Okay, great. What I'll do is I'll post the links in the description below this video so people can easily find it and click on it and just go right straight to you without having to search too much. So by all means, be able to get a hold of you. But guys, I want to say thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate your time. This was a very unique opportunity to have everybody here, and hopefully we can get some more people involved. I encourage everybody to just absolutely just check them out, at least have a conversation. And but again, thank you very much for your time, and enjoyed having you on today.
Thank you very much, Shane.
You're very welcome.